It's confirmed. All low-rise residential zones in Toronto will now be allowed to build 4 units on the main house plus a house in the backyard as long as there's enough space. And this is massive news for real estate investors in Toronto. So in this video, we'll go over why this does make a lot of sense and some other things to keep in mind. Let's get started. If you're a seasoned real estate investor, you'll know why cash flows are so important. It's not only to give you better rental income, which is obviously a very important thing, but stronger cash flows also help you reduce your financial risk, which ultimately gives you stronger holding power so that you can hang on to your investments until you want to sell them. Another reality is that as our population grows and as we become more of a global city, the price of homes will go up and eventually we'll probably see a growing percentage of renters. And when that happens, homes will likely be valued more so based on how much rent they can generate. Now, all houses in Toronto were allowed at least one secondary suite, and building one would substantially increase your rental income and likely the value of the home too. For example, a single family home might get $4,000 in rent, but once you add in a basement suite, you might get $5,000 in rent. And so if you stack the two against each other using market cap rates, which is around 4.5% today, this could mean a substantial $270,000 bump in value if you value it based on cap rates. Now, obviously, 3 or 4 units could mean even better rents and better home values, but not many homes in Toronto were allowed to do that. Now, all low-rise residential zones will now be allowed 4 units and a laneway or garden suite in the backyard. And there's more. Before this change, certain zones like the R zone actually permitted multiplexes, but hefty development charges were another drawback that prevented many investors from doing it. Now, luckily, the city does recognize this, and so they ended up scrapping development charges for up to 4 units, and this is another huge step forward that makes taking on multiplex conversions even more attractive. Now, another thing to keep in mind is rent control. Rents have been skyrocketing, but most residential rental units are subject to limited increases each year set by the Ontario government, and this year it's actually higher than normal, 2.5% already. But once you stack that against market rent growth and overall inflation in Canada, it's still not keeping up. So another reason why multiplex conversions make a lot of sense is that when you build new units, they will no longer be subject to rent controls. So you end up getting better rents that can track market rents better, which also ends up being great for rental income and your property values too. Now, finally, you may or may not know this, but when you build a new unit for rental purposes, you can also get HST rebates. Now, this is not something new, but it's also something that we do want to point out too. You would have to put up the cash up front for the HST, but you end up getting a good portion of that back after it's built, so that's definitely a bonus. Now, I did another video that outlined some of the key build changes that might be happening with this multiplex change, and it really just didn't change much. So you just have to head over to that video to review a summary of the changes that will be happening. And finally, here are just a few more things to keep in mind if you are thinking about multiplex conversions. And the big one is that the city is trying to be more flexible with this, and you can tell with the exceptions that they're allowing. For example, if you convert an existing house into a multiplex that might be bigger than the new requirements, you would be allowed to maintain the current build form. So buying a big existing house would definitely be a plus. And similarly, longer lots are also a plus. If you have a deep enough lot, then your permitted building depth also goes up. And the last thing is that with garden suites and laneway suites, if there was the presence of a tree that would be in the way of the build, it would pretty much make the project a no-go. But it seems like the city is being a lot more flexible here with multiplexes. If there is a tree in the way, they might allow for extra building height to compensate for the lack of depth. So all in all, we're very excited about this new change because it does open up a lot more opportunities for real estate investors in Toronto who are up for this challenge. And if you want to learn more about how this might work or want our team to help you find a home that would work well with this multiplex conversion, don't hesitate to reach out to our team. We're a real estate sales brokerage focused on low-rise real estate investing opportunities in Toronto, and we'd be happy to share our wealth of insights with you. Just contact us to book a time to chat with us privately. And if you found this video useful, please do us a favor and hit the like button. And you can also subscribe to our channel to get the latest updates on everything Toronto real estate, including market trends, housing policy, interest rates, and high-level investment tactics as well. Our team provides a comprehensive range of services that support you from planning to analysis to sales to renovations, leasing, and property management. We've got your back. So just check us out on our website or find us on social media. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.